Welcome everyone. Today we are going to do what I call our spirit guide reading for December. Now I already did one for December, but I feel like we need another one. I feel like there are a lot of people going through a lot of difficult things, whether they're true or they're not, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? I'm not sure what I mean by that, other than maybe, for some of us, it's like we have an illusion of something this way, and it's like the earth is vibrating and and revealing another way. Um, so I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people are going through some difficult times, holidays. Many don't have money. Um, to buy presents. It's all that. I feel it. Like, I feel it. I feel the weight. So, this is just to help you through whatever we need to hear. Okay, let's begin. All signs, by the way. All people. We're going to start with our Mother Mary Oracle deck. And then we will bring the tarot in. I'll try not to make it too long. Quiet. Quiet. I go into peaceful silence and I listen. Quiet. I can feel the need for that. Like, I can feel the need for that. All right, let's bring in the Tarot of Dreams. I don't know why, but I feel like there's like people getting in people's faces. And I mean, like, like as in couples or really, I guess, in anything, like people getting into people's faces. And maybe what I have to do is I have to learn not to react. And instead, this almost feels like I go into, somewhat of a meditative state. Not fully, but you know what I mean? It's like their words can only go on for so long that, when they're not met with words back, it's like they have nowhere to go. Okay, anyway, we have the Knight of Swords. Looking right back at Quiet. We have the Death card. Scorpio's Major Arcana. We have the Five of Cups. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Four of Cups, Holy Cups. We have the Ace of Wands. I want to say right off the bat, I feel like someone's psychic, and I guess that's the right term to use, because I feel like that, you may be connecting. You may be connecting, particularly with those who are in your life. Maybe as spirit guides now, that type of thing. And, maybe, I don't know, I feel like it's something that I wanted to do. For whatever reason, I didn't know. I didn't know how. And I feel like it's pointing right into the direction of quiet. I go into peaceful silence and I listen. I remember when I began my journey, I used to just like write things down, like write short sentences or words. And, I would just have like a notebook of these. And different times I go back and revisit them and they would strike something in me, something that I would then create. So that's kind of the energy I'm talking about. We have the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is looking back at the Ace of Wands, and whatever it is, it feels like you're an opportunity. Um, and Nine of Wands is the energy of not giving up. Don't give up. And again, maybe you feel like I used to be able to connect. Maybe it's just connect to the universe, and now I can't. And I feel like it's giving you a roadmap. I also feel like it's saying don't give up on something. Um, I feel like it's you. The Four Cups is looking up at this Knight of Swords, almost like, my dream, a dream of mine, um, was to create maybe through my words. Um, and for whatever reason, it wasn't able to happen. Well, I feel like maybe now is the time. And the Death card comes as a closing, an ending, but only so a rebirth can begin. Some of us, I feel like, here's that Five of Cups. We're in a universal year 5, and I feel like that's probably why we're feeling more resistance than ever, because 5 asks for change. And listen, it's always for your benefit. It doesn't always feel like it. So, you can talk about, like, I've been in the energy of, and take this lightly, but like, woe is me. Um, and instead, the Five of Cups, the change is saying, there's 2 cups on the next journey that you're not considering, you're not looking at there. So Death card asks for a rebirth, and the rebirth, you say yes to that. It's like boom, the Ace of Wands gives you an opportunity. And again, it may be something even that I put on a back burner, but I feel like, you know, and it definitely comes from your wisdom also, from like your experiences, but I feel like, and maybe your talents at the same time. Sometimes you don't know you have that talent until you begin. Reminds me of like when my daughter first started reading tarot. Um, she didn't trust herself, and I get that. I guess I didn't really trust myself either in the beginning. Um, but what I did is I just stopped censoring myself. It didn't matter what I thought of it. I still put it out. If I felt like disconnected from it, then maybe I was meant to. But sometimes those are the readings that you connect to the most. So I learned not to censor myself, or, you know, maybe I should, but I don't. But anyways, it feels like my daughter's journey of learning to, really what it is learning to trust your intuition, because the connection is coming through the quiet mind. Anyway, we have the Page of Wands. So really the page is like kind of like the Fool. Well, hello. And then there's the Fool. Okay, I guess we're going to take 4 more cards. But here's the Fool. Some of you, I feel like this activation of the Ace of Wands, of course, you have to agree to it, right? You have to move into it. But here it is. It's like the activation or the feeling around you becomes magnified, magnetized type energy, and it relates back again to even potentially younger energy. So it may be a gift, a talent. We have the King of Swords. Could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I don't know if I said any signs, because it doesn't matter. Just realized my full card is ripped. It's like worn and torn. We have the Two of Cups, soulmate energy. We have the Eight of Wands. You know, what I think about, I bring about. Fast moving energy. We have Faith, the Hierophant, number 5. It's really why I'm doing this reading, is because we're ending a universal year 5. You know, and what does it hope to achieve? More balance. Balance, right? A balance of the give and the take. You know, that means I'm open to receiving and giving. So faith is your belief system, you know, being truthful with yourself. Like, ask yourself those questions. Where's my belief? Is it mine? Some of you may question, like, your belief in something that you do. And, you know, I feel like if it, something, I don't know. Card of Taurus, by the way. Where am I taking it? We'll take him over here. We have the Seven of Pentacles, and then we have the Nine of Pentacles. So here it is, right? This is ultimately, you know, what am I seeking here? I'm seeking success in something. I want to know, maybe I want to know that it has divine's hand in it, divine's blessing, that type of thing. You know, it's really finding yourself. And I feel like, listen, some of you are communicating in some way from that energy. And, you know, and then, you know, maybe making a business for yourself, a home for yourself. With the Seven of Pentacles next to that, it talks about patience, right? This 9 didn't come overnight. But every step you take towards it, the closer you are to it, you know. And then I feel like when you start moving into that energy, like, it may be step by step, but then it's leaps and bounds. Leaps and bounds. But it ultimately brings you to the energy of success. And success that you're meant to have, that you're allowed to have. It's almost like I got to say you're allowed. It's a very independent energy. So I feel like this is definitely saying trust your voice this month, not just this month, but always, right? Trust your voice. So we have the Fool. You know, here I am almost daydreaming about something, and then boom, the Ace of Wands is like the activation of it, right? After a door closes, the rebirth and an activation. I keep tying it back to when you were younger. Maybe it's when you first discovered something about yourself, I don't know, or even someone. You know what I mean? You could certainly even talk about, you know, love. Again, moving into a year 6 is really about relationships. Here, it's about independence, strength within oneself. So maybe once I find that, then I start moving into, you know, it's like, okay, then I'm ready for the next seed. So, let's see. Alright, with the Chariot on the bottom of the deck, which is really great energy. Card of Cancer, by the way. But it is about balance. I just did a twin flame reading. And I say that because in the Chariot, you know, it is about the masculine and the feminine, and it coming to balance, you know, but it is within each one of us. It's about, you know, real mind control of where I take this Chariot. So I want to do it with, you know, like the Fool's energy. Fool's energy, I'm not putting any doubt before it. A fool takes a leap. Okay, let's bring in the Gilded Tarot. And I don't know if I'm going to clarify everything. Because it feels pretty clear. This could certainly be the energy of like clearing the chatter in my mind, clearing out the chatter in my mind. And it may tie back to like where, you know, it could talk about within the Five of Cups some emotional loss. It feels like emotional loss in that. But that doesn't mean in any way, shape, or form I'm meant to stain that energy. You know, the loss is the loss. But there's still more. There's something else that exists. And I feel like, you know that. Within, that, but you do have to take the leap. Right? It's like the universe is, boom, is like lighting up the firework, but then you have to take a leap towards it. And again, some of you, it's like within your voice, trusting within that. And also, I often feel this is energy of what I think about, I bring about. So, anyways, pretty sure we cut these. Let's go ahead and, let's look at the top line as a whole. It looks like the Queen of Cups was definitely in the Five of Cups. Definitely looks like that. But you know what? She's walking out of that with a cup in her hand. Sometimes I can be with the right person at the right time, but then it's not meant to be forever, so, But it doesn't mean it wasn't meant to be, because, again, lessons, your voice among that. All right, we have look at this. We have the Queen and King of Pentacles together. Together, both in the upright. Interesting. I don't know why I put them way over there. It's almost like in some way this king is connecting to this queen. It could certainly be the other way around, but I feel like, and there's kind of there's a loss that's associated with it. We have the Nine of Swords, and then we have the Queen of Swords. Interesting. First of all, the Nine of Swords talks about excess worry. Excess worry to the point where it's like, do I cause it? It's based out of a pain. We know that because it's over the Five of Cups also, which is about an emotional loss. And I don't know. I don't know if, like, somehow this Queen of Swords doesn't feel part of this picture. Like, she comes, with her sword raised. And because of her sword is raised, it's like causing you to have this fear. It's almost like, she holds this like mental power over you that put you in this place of really self-doubt, all of that, fear. But really the message that is that it's unnecessary. Or perhaps somebody doesn't hold the power that I think that they hold. All right, let's keep going. I want to know more. We have the Four of Cups. Interesting, the Four of Cups over the Four of Cups. Well, it's going to be two people who are daydreaming about each other. We have the Knight of Cups now. Boy, we have a lot of people. First of all, we have the Queen and King of Cups. We have the Queen and King of Pentacles. And then we have this Queen of Swords. So again, she feels like she's standing, or almost like she's a sore thumb. Now, I don't mean that she has to be an air sign. All I mean is I feel her energy as coming in with her sword raised. She's coming in that way. We have the Tower. And then we have the Hermit. You know, I feel like, first of all, I feel like this is saying any towers that do happen, first and foremost, you can overcome. You can, you know, it's like when you understand energy, you can see the towers, you can feel the towers, and then you can prepare. You know what I mean? You can figure out, why did that tower come? If this is where I allowed someone else to keep me in this anxious type energy for whatever the reason. I mean, I know why, because maybe I fear that somehow she could be responsible for creating this tower. But whatever, I feel like the Hermit comes out after that. And first of all, the Knight of Wands says you can get through this. This can make you stronger, not weaker. So it could talk about something of the past. And it did, you know, maybe this Queen and King suffered the tower. Anyways, but then comes the Hermit. First of all, card of Virgo. But this is the wise one, right? This is the wise one. This is the one who moves with the lantern of life. Is learning how to master this life, truly. The great teacher. But, you know, I became this teacher because I have, you know, this Hermit feels like, you know, like his shoes are worn. The bottom of his garment is torn because he's walked the walk. It's almost like he's clearing the way of any potential snakes for you. And, you know, that could talk about your spirit guides or your internal light. You know, because I feel like over here, as this relates to love, this is two people. They feel like they are thinking about each other. And I'm seeing the equal mate show up. We have the High Priestess. You know, the High Priestess coming over the Fool is a really beautiful, trusting energy. You know, it's handing it over and following the signs, following your energy, trusting your energy. It's like you've gained the wisdom now. You have it. You have it. And if you tell yourself you don't, you know, then you're just putting a blindfold over the hermit, so to speak. And I feel like as it relates even to success, like it makes sense, right? Because the hermit would experience these towers. Because especially if the hermit's going to some way, especially through a loving energy, speak what I have learned, right? Speak these words of wisdom. It is definitely because this hermit has experienced it. We have the Page of Pentacles. We have the Three of Wands. Interesting, because I feel like this is saying for some of you, and I'm getting this a lot in the recent readings. I have to tell you, for those of you who watch all the readings, you can see the patterns, right? Again, I see the pattern of sometimes something may be what feels like ripped away from me. Um, but what it does is send me on a different path if I allow. So for some of you, it was about building this success, right? What you do matters. It's important. It's important to you, but it's also important to the world. It comes through your own wisdom, and you want to trust in that, because I feel like this isn't a singular journey. Even though it is an independent energy, it's not a singular journey. You have your guardian angel like walking alongside you in this energy, and it is one of your own soul's seeds of intentions to be this, to create this. Um, and I feel like, once I have that, any towers that would come before me, it's like, you know, move aside, move aside. I feel like this is just the beginning also of that journey. It's just the beginning. And I feel that for some of you, this is saying as you move along this journey of what are you seeking? You're seeking knowledge. It can be different things for different people, and know that it doesn't have to mean, that I do a tarot channel that speaks about spirituality or my journey as a twin flame, that type of thing. It can be a book that you write. It can be a play that you create. It could be lyrics that you sing. Even if you only sing them to yourself. Um, Even though I feel like this is more about really creating a very strong, abundant self, and then when anything comes in, um, you don't fear it. And I almost feel like the hermit is looking at that queen like, I can see the broken pieces of you and why you're reacting the way you're reacting towards me. Like I'm able, like I can be like, oh my god, all scared and that type of thing, or I can be like the hermit because maybe I've been in her shoes in some format, maybe in some life, I don't know, but I feel like I can look at her if I choose and see like the brokenness that causes her to react in a certain way. I feel like there's been blocks in front of your love, in love life, in your love life, but I do feel like that's going to change. I feel like it's going to change, but maybe, we're looking at the Nine of Pentacles. It's building that independent success, let's say, and then the Nine of Swords, knowing, what is true, what is false, who's taking my power, why am I allowing, to take my power, knowing that Nine of Wands over that, under that tower is saying, this is an energy you give up. Actually, the hermits say, no, this is energy you would learn from. And from that energy, look forward, right? Look outward. And think optimistically about what it is that you create. After all, it's like what I think about, I bring about. And for some of you, it is this Two of Cups. So it's a partnership. And it feels like when at the right time. At the right time. It's like you must be first. Like you must be first. And the same for the other person, right? Like each has free will. And I feel like that's what the Nine of Swords is. It's like my free will going wacky. It's me like giving away energy that doesn't need be. It's based on past energy. But nonetheless, if I choose, I can see it from a different viewpoint. But ultimately, I feel like, like in a way, this Queen and King feel like they did it. They did go through this tower, but I feel like it may come back together. It may come back together. Um, but don't regret, you know, the journey that you've been on at the same time. Don't regret that, because I feel like, for some of you, like that you have really grown in certain ways, and you're like raising your vibration. And when you do that, that's what you're met with. So think, always think that way. That I feel like that's what our guides are saying right here. Like, keep your thoughts forward and optimistic and open, right? And then see what comes your way. We already know we have the Two of Cups. So I think I'm going to leave it there. I feel like that's it. I feel that should leave it there. But I want to read Mother Mary. I like giving her like the final words, because I feel like they're always the right ones. I just have to find it. Okay, quiet. The answers you seek can be heard within the stillness. This card counsels you to create some alone time, some quiet alone time, so that you can hear the truth. You will recognize it as such by the way that your body resonates with it. You may have a reaction of angel bumps on your skin, or a feeling that everything clicks into place. Sit quietly with your eyes closed and breathe deeply. Put your entire focus upon the sounds of your heartbeat and breath, and notice them slowing. Then ask questions and listen to the answers that come to you as thoughts, feelings, and validations and visions. Request that heaven send you signs to validate that you've accurately heard these messages from above. Then take action where guided. Amen. And I'm going to leave it there, guys. I feel like this is the last push. This is the last push. And I feel like this is saying, you can do it. You can do it. Go into 2022 with the optimistic view, an optimistic lens instead of a disillusioned lens. You are first. You are first. And sometimes you don't want to be. But in the same breath, I feel like there's a reason. So know that and follow that. And I feel like that will lead you to success. And then ultimately, I feel like, the right person comes in at the right time. It's someone who is part of your soul family. So be open to that. I often wonder if, like, would our guides guide two people to the same reading so that they could find each other? Who knows? Anyways, guys, I love you. I hope this helped. I feel like it helped me a little bit. So I hope it helped you. Have faith in yourself, right? That's the main thing at this point. Have faith. Be willing to make what change needs to be made. Think about your talents, what's important to you, and go after it. This is definitely the year to go after it. I feel like, these two people within the Four of Cups, both of them feel like they're daydreaming about potential love, but I do feel like it's down the road. But it feels like at the right time. So I feel like the journey is heading towards the Hermit, becoming the Hermit. And I feel like also when I can look at people like who come at me defensively, but I look at it from the Hermit's point of view, immediately I can see where they're really coming from, what's broken within them, right? As a hermit, I can see it, I recognize it, I can feel it, and I know it, and I don't absorb it. You know what I mean? I don't absorb it. So, you're not responsible for fixing it either. If you can and you choose, go right ahead. But I don't feel like, I feel like also you're not responsible for fixing it. But in the same breath, I don't know. So, I love you guys. I'm going to let you go. I will see you next time at my table. Bye bye.